Welcome to February of 2022 in cool and sunny Thailand as we begin to wrap up high season and head into the sometimes sweltering summer. This video is the start of a new local information and drone flight series here in Hua Hin. These videos will be about what I'm calling the Hua Hin Boardwalk project on Naresdamri Road. They won't be published on a monthly schedule like my train flights. New videos will be driven by changes to the area. Please feed the YouTube algorithm by giving the video a like. If you want to see more like this, click subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. If you want to chip in on my expenses, I now have Patreon and YouTube memberships. I want to make it very clear that I have no definitive information about what has happened on Naresdamri Road since the original days, only what I've learned by talking with local people who have anecdotal information about the big picture, along with things I picked up after living here for 8 years. I am in no way an investigative reporter. I'm just trying to provide a balanced view on what's going on, provide information, and document the changes as a service to our community. If any viewers can provide links to more accurate or complete information, I will gladly make corrections and include it in the following videos. There's a small stretch of coastline, only about 500 meters long, in the center of Hua Hin along Naresdamri Road from the new pier to the Chinese temple. In days of old, it was the home of the local fishing fleet. Piers were built for the fishing boats, housing for the families sprung up, and the area became an early business hub of the community. In 1912, the railway arrived, along with the train station and the railway hotel, now called the Centara. The King of Thailand, Rama VI, built a palace and made it his home away from home. Hua Hin began its march of progress into the future. Let's flash way back in time when Thai people settled their homes and businesses before the concept of land ownership made it to this region, far from the more structured areas of the country. Essentially, squatting on and use of unused land was accepted practice. A deed in Thailand is called a chonot, and as you can see from this Thai government property line website, all of the buildings along Naresdamri Road are lacking a chonot. Further, legally, the first 6 meters of beach towards the water is owned by the King of Thailand, and you can still find red-painted concrete posts marking these property lines. Flash forward to today, where 2 different building infringement factors have led to the city of Hua Hin enforcing the no chonot issue and the Thailand federal level enforcing the encroachment of piers and buildings on the King's shoreline. I remembered that Google stores its satellite imagery over time, and you can access it through Google Earth. I captured 10 of the best images from November 2006 through to January 2021. As the images go by, see if you can spot the changes that have happened over the last 15 years. Most of the visible differences seem to be occurring in the northern half of the area. Through the last 100 years or so to today, this stretch of land has changed from working fishing docks to an abandoned multi-shop venue at the new pier, restaurants, souvenir shops, guest houses, tailor shops, massage shops, coffee shops, parking lots, and a few family residences remain. Many storefronts have been abandoned due to a lack of tourist business from COVID-19. As you can see, the area seems to have lost its historic roots, and we understand that the city went to court as long as 40 years ago to evict residents and businesses, dismantle or demolish the existing structures, and make a landscape pedestrian boardwalk, or a boulevard, as the Europeans would say, from the new pier to the Chinese temple. Progress through the courts is slow as appeals have been lodged. Several buildings have already been removed in compliance with earlier court decisions. One site that was removed a few years ago had a new business built up in the vacated space within a few months. It's interesting to note that Hua Hin doesn't have any significant stretch where you can currently drive, ride a bicycle, or even walk on a solid pathway along the beach. With such a long north-south beach coastline, it's mostly blocked from view, which is very unusual compared to the majority of other waterside cities in Thailand. There are significant structural issues with the seawall, the concrete and wooden pilings, and even proper treatment of wastewater, as I found in a very detailed video from blogger Hannes as he examined the shoreline and underneath some of these pier structures. I recommend watching his video to get a complete picture of the situation. The existing narrow one-way road could be improved for a nice speed-controlled beach view or removed entirely as part of the new overall design, leading to a pedestrian-friendly area in the heart of the city. Existing businesses could remain on the inland side of the road, and new businesses would move into nearby empty storefronts, catering to the new pedestrian demographic. Now, let's look at it from the other viewpoint. While most of the original settlers and businesses are gone, and the fishing fleet has mostly moved just to the north of the new pier, the area is rich in history, and there are examples of wonderful wooden Thai architecture in some of the buildings and piers that remain. The descendants of the original settlers may still live and work on the street, and society has a tendency to constantly make new things, and sometimes looking back, we regret not preserving the worthy things of the past. Powerful organizations can sometimes overwhelm the rights of the powerless. Now that you've seen the street level as it was on February 1st, 2022, let's get the drone in the air and see how it looks from above. Keep an eye out for those lots that have already been cleared, and we'll watch for changes in future videos. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to feed the algorithm and do all the YouTube things. Take care and see you next time.